What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Valvetronic Designs. Today I'm seated talking to you, which means we're talking about something very serious. Before we begin this video, I just want to let you know that there is some background noise going on, so forgive me if you can't hear me super clearly. On the ground here you can see a couple of very different exhaust systems. In this video we're going to showcase what really is the Valvetronic Designs difference. Now I know that some of you guys unfortunately are too naive to learn something, so if you don't mind, just go ahead into the comments already and show that you haven't watched this video thoroughly and put in some negative comments.
All this talk, but no comparison of the real versus the Alibaba. Well, now is the time.
We're firmly pressing against that heat shield.
Let's get started. For a long time, our image has been tainted by the uneducated. In this video, we're going to show you guys all the differences that the Valvetronic Designs full titanium system for the G8X platform compares against kind of an AliExpress type system that was drop shipped by another company. And then we also have another Midpipe that was having some issues as well. I'm going to show you guys all the particulars. Obviously, Valvetronic Designs is not perfect, but it's our best today, better tomorrow. We're always learning how we can be the best in the business. There's a lot of stuff to learn, and hopefully you guys learn from me today, because our goal is to offer the ultimate experience for enthusiasts. Additionally, with this video, it's important to remember that our competition is always watching what we're doing. They're always copying our designs or copying our strategies on how to provide the best experience. You can see this because when we release something equal length, other companies come along 6 to 9 months later and magically they have the same setup. Who's to say for sure where they got that, but the innovative in this industry get copied quite often. So we invite you guys to remember who was the first to engineer the G8X equal length exhaust configuration about 2 years ago. You guys all remember J.D. Soup's Isle of Man green car that still to this day is one of the best sounding G80s on the market. Also too, we invite you guys to check out our website, Valvetronic.com, in order to see all of our other full exhaust configurations, whether it's for Aventador, Porsches, Ferraris, all sorts of myriad of combinations where we're chasing that RSR high-pitched F1 sound to give enthusiasts the ultimate experience. We're trying to push the boundaries of engineering and what is possible here, and we're excited to show you guys the differences between our system and, let's say, the competition. In this video, we're going to be a little loose about how we describe things because, as mentioned before, our competition is always watching what we're doing. So we can't make things too easy for them, but we're going to showcase the differences from our system to some of the others, and hopefully you guys can understand what the Valvetronic difference is, and if we were just drop shippers, we would have failed long, long ago. This is the Valvetronic Designs full titanium system. We have another company's system here. We've blocked off the labels for 2 reasons. 1, out of respect for them, and 2, no one gets free clout. And there's also a kind of drop-ship mid-pipe on the other side as well. We've just purchased a new facility, over 20,000 square feet, of which we're going to be doing R&D and new developments in that space, and bringing more things in-house. Currently, we do produce things overseas, but there's great ways to produce things overseas and have great quality, like the system you see right in front of me. And there's also rather dodgy ways to produce things overseas. Looking at a picture online, thinking that you're purchasing something that looks like Valvetronic, and then the system arrives, rattles, doesn't fit well, and has other negative characteristics that don't give you the best experience. At Valvetronic Designs, that's our goal. It's a lot of money. We understand these systems are very expensive, but when you come to us, you're getting the support, you're getting the engineering and understanding of the individual platforms so that we can deliver that best experience. Ordering something online from a website that is not necessarily so trustworthy, or a brand you've never heard of, who's not been around for a long time, you're just going to get yourself into trouble. Ordering something like this replica system is like ordering a set of rep wheels. They might look the same, but they're indeed quite different. Now let's take a closer look at some of the discrepancies between a really high quality Valvetronic full system and this rather dodgy AliExpress style system. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first discrepancy between the replica system and the Valvetronic authentic system is the equalization section up front. This has been engineered to give you the exact difference in length so you get that perfect high-pitched sound experience. We come over here to the replica system here. You can see that it's still using a flex section. These will fail over time. That's why we removed the flex section out of ours. And another discrepancy with this system, we'll show a video of it right now. This system was hitting the all-wheel drive brace that the all-wheel drive automatic cars have from factories.
We're firmly pressing against that heat shield. I think honestly, if we remove that heat shield, we're still actually bumping into the transmission mount underneath that heat shield.
Next discrepancy is that you see in the midsection here, see how straight and smooth the Valvetronic is? Very minimal bends, but you see on this system here, the piping is kind of oval shaped and then it goes into round and there's a lot of bends here. You're losing performance and flow doing this. We know why they did this is because they didn't want to provide a lower cross brace. The Valvetronic Design system, whether you order a mid-pipe or a full system, is going to come with that cross brace. Ultimately, we've designed the system to where you actually don't need to use it, but it's pretty cool, looks nice under the car, and gives you some more clearance so you don't have any fitment issues. Moving into the midsection here, you can see this has like a slip fit connection here and then a ball seat. The problem with this is having the expansion here, then having it come back down is not good for performance and flow. And also, this system you have to buy as one piece. It doesn't combine to a factory mid-pipe or a factory rear section, so you couldn't just run the mid-pipe. It doesn't allow for you to have that flexibility and choose, I just want to have the titanium mid-pipe or I want to just have the rear section. Next important piece of reference is you see on these hangers, there's no end stopper like a stub. You can see on the Valvetronic system here, there's a stub at the end. So it holds the exhaust bracket in its proper position so there's minimal movement of the system. When you're pushing 600, 700, 800 wheel horsepower and the car is, let's say you do a launch, that system is going to move a lot. So you want to have those hangers locked down so the system doesn't pop out of the hangers and start dragging out of the car. Next very important piece here is look at these flattened sections. We can show on our system that we don't have these. You don't need to have this flattened section here. You're losing performance, losing flow. These are just stamped down, which minimizes the flow of the exhaust system. So when things are properly engineered, you don't have to do this because you just perfect the fitment. Coming back to the rear section, this is actually quite funny. This system obviously is used. It's only been used for about a month or so. This valve works by hand. And you can see over here, this one doesn't move by hand. This now is moving, but there's so much resistance here. What's going to happen is, and we've seen this happen a lot on lower quality systems, is when there's a lot of extra tension on the valve, it's not going to allow the valve to fully close. That's where you get those rattle and other issues with these types of systems with lower quality valve hardware. Some of our earlier systems had a similar style of valve. We've since upgraded to our own bespoke style valve with our new valve spring. It's casted with our logo there. Even with this type of valve on some of our older systems, we have a proprietary spring configuration we use so that the valves operate really well and they have that tension. So it's just lack of education for the producers of this product. You're just receiving something that hasn't been engineered to the nth degree. And also this system from this manufacturer who's selling things as their own brand, this is a very expensive system. It's like $4,500. Whereas the Valvetronic Titanium is $5,000. You do definitely get what you pay for the Valvetronic. This system, perhaps not so much. So you can also see here, if we come back to the rear of the system is actually not straight. Having everything be fixed like this, you don't get fitment across the tips. You're not able to angle the tips how you want. Also, if I raise this up here, another issue, see how these are welded here? Take a look at the Valvetronic. On the Valvetronic, you can see we use a saddle here with two exhaust hangers. So then the saddle is welded all the way around. When you weld directly to titanium with a bracket, there's a very high chance, if the bracket's not very long, that you're gonna crack the titanium just because of the stresses. You use a saddle here, seat it on top of the muffler, and then weld to that, and then the brackets come across, and again, I have stubs here to make sure the system has minimal movement. That's a very important engineering improvement that we made because, quite frankly, when we were doing our testing, we were seeing that this type of bracket will fail. Additionally as well, we have the system configured as separate pieces. It's easier for packaging. It allows the system to ship to you more safely. Here, look at the angle of the tips. This tip's going this way. This one is going this way. You can see here the bends. Raise the system up and look down. This pipe is going down and away. This pipe is going up and straight. So you can see there's fitment issues on that. As well, the tips, it's very important to have really nice, aggressive looking tips. Our single wall 4-inch titanium tips really are a design icon for the platform. At the rear of the car, you get that big kind of blast cannon look. I love it, perhaps not to everybody's taste, but we have so many different options that are always in stock in terms of our tips, so you can always choose what is your favorite configuration. Let's take a look at the Valvetronic. We have our own valve castings now that have a different base plate and an upgraded valve spring, and these are designed for thousands and thousands of actuations to have no issues and no problems. As well, the Valvetronic Design system comes with its own valve controller that utilizes upgraded valve hardware. Some other systems provide this, but they're not as high quality, and we're not going to tell you guys why that's the case, but just understand that the Valvetronic hardware is going to last a lot longer because of engineering constraints that these other manufacturers who are selling you things are not going to give you. If we say what the incongruencies are, everyone's going to again try to copy us. So these sleeve style clamp are an OEM style. The clamp is double wall inside, so when it comes down, it's going to pinch this together and give you a really, really good tight seal and make the system nice and strong. Obviously, this system doesn't use that style clamp, which is obviously not preferred. Let's come over here and take a look at this midpipe as well. This midpipe is from another manufacturer, drop shipped. This actually is not too bad. This product is very cheap. There's only so much you can expect with a product that's so inexpensive. Take a look here. See how this was leaking like crazy? The customer brought us the car and the system was rattling like crazy. The reason why, this style of clamp, because it only has these slats, there's no contraction on the clamp here. So when you tighten it, it doesn't really get tight because there's nothing to tighten. There's no sleeve in here. This system, you're gonna have to constantly be tightening and loosening and tightening and loosening, and it's all about the quality of the hardware you're using. Our system looks rather spectacular under the car. As you can see, it's really a beautiful piece under the car. At the end of the day, what you care about is getting the best performance, best sound, and having a system that's not gonna rattle or have issues, and just is going to give you the ultimate experience. We understand it's a very expensive system. We're not naive to the fact that you demand an ultimate experience. Another very important part of the Valvetronic experience is how our boxes are packed. You can see this box, 52 by 26 by 12. It's a double wall cardboard box just to make sure everything is well packed inside. And then as you go to open this box, we use tons of sealed air packing to make sure that the items inside the box don't get damaged. This is for an E92 M3 full system. That's going to be going out today to one of our customers, but there's just so much padding and packing you use to ensure that the system does not get damaged. It's really important to make sure that things are very well packaged. Everything is wrapped in this foam. Everything is seated down inside the box, and then obviously you have the layers on top to make sure that when you shake the box or the box gets inevitably dropped by FedEx or UPS, you're not going to have a problem because the system was well packed. Additionally, as you're looking to make the best exhaust purchase for your vehicle, remember that there are many ways that people who are manufacturing these products can cheap out, whether it is with stuff that doesn't fit perfectly or cheap hardware or configurations that are just not going to be the ultimate experience. Remember too, we invite everybody to compare our systems versus the competition. Compare this system versus your favorite exhaust manufacturing company and see how we stack up. We are not afraid to put our engineering developments out there and prove that we have the engineering might and the best sound quality. Additionally, these vehicles are very, very expensive. If you want to compromise and buy something that's not going to be the best experience and try to save some money, you are obviously welcome to do that, and you're welcome to spend your money however you like. But if you're looking for the ultimate experience and you bought a $100,000 G80 because it's your dream car and you're looking for the best exhaust experience, we would always tell you to never compromise. Again, thank you guys so much for taking your time to get a little bit more educated about all the differences Valvetronic Designs offer with the Valvetronic experience compared to some of the competition. Remember too, there's always going to be naysayers to our vision for Valvetronic. They may tell you that, hey, I can get Valvetronic cheaper, or you can just order it here, order it there. As we've shown you in this video, there are definitely some engineering incongruities. So remember that when you're choosing the best exhaust system for your vehicle, remember that we are often imitated and never duplicated. Thanks again.